If you've been placed on probation for a felony here in the state of Nevada, you will have certain conditions, and it could be that you go to counseling, it could be that you take a drug program, it could be that you seek and maintain employment or schooling. But in every situation, you're going to have to obey all laws and report to your probation officer. If you fail to adhere to the conditions of your probation officer is going to file a report with the judge seeking to revoke your probation. And you are entitled to a hearing where the judge decides whether or not to revoke your probation. This is really important because most people, when they're placed on probation, are avoiding what might be a substantial prison sentence. So the results of a probation revocation hearing are very important. The most important thing, obviously, is to keep you from going to prison. And our objective when we go into a probation hearing is to either fight the hearing in front of the judge and argue to the court why you didn't violate the conditions of your probation, or to speak with the prosecutor and the probation officer prior to the hearing to see if we can work out a resolution whereby maybe the probation would be reinstated, there may be a modification with some additional terms of your probation to avoid a state prison commitment. Additionally, it's very important that you manage to succeed on probation and obtain an honorable discharge so that at some point in the future you could seek to have the record of your conviction sealed. And that can only be done if you're honorably discharged from the terms and conditions of your probationary sentence. Similarly, most people who have a misdemeanor conviction are required to comply with terms and conditions and given a set period for compliance and a suspended sentence hanging over their head to ensure their compliance. One of the most common conditions is that during the pendency of the completion of your misdemeanor sentence, that you stay out of trouble. Sometimes we have clients that are very close to completing all of the requirements of their sentence, but it could be a week or a day before their case is set to be closed that they may get arrested for another offense. And so it's very important in those circumstances that when we go before the judge, that we're prepared to argue to the court as to why the court should simply close the case out and not impose a suspended sentence. So if you've been charged with violating the terms and condition of your misdemeanor sentence or picking up a new offense during the pendency of your case, it's really important that you have counsel to go in there and try to make an effective argument to the court as to why the suspended sentence should not be imposed, or why the court should consider reducing the amount of time when imposing a suspended sentence.